There's no discrimination for this. Buddha doesn't talk about a special rupa, it's all rupa of everybody in the world, universal, made out of 4 elements. So it is very easy to present to any person. It's not, you can take away all the, Buddhan Saranang even, and just take this part, all the gathas, and just, everybody has a rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. And even if he's a Christian, he has to experience that experience through the mind. You can't be unconscious or brain damaged to do any kind of meditation. So we will, I think I will give you as kind of a push to this. Now another thing, most of you have been reading now and reflecting. How many of you see when you're looking or now thinking or when you're doing something, how many of you see things as Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana? Can you, if you do really, like suddenly something there, maybe this is Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. How many of you? You? Okay. How many of you generally, now you're looking, now you've been reading a lot, right? And applying. Like you, when you sometimes see, you think this is Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara. These form, feelings, perceptions like that. In your mind, you begin to like, now we are seeing these people. Okay, we wait for tomorrow, day after. Okay? It should happen naturally to come into your system. But I hope you're reading, okay? Continue reading and applying, okay? Don't waste this time. There will be... You will never get this kind of comprehensive instruction. I don't think so. From someone who has deeply practiced, not come to what is this society to do something, or sometimes someone doesn't know themselves, but they come. So this is some karma where you have some particular monks or tradition of Sangha who have really honest, sincerely, given their life to the practice, not just touching the Dhamma here and there only, but then gone thoroughly and practice. Not put them into different situations, not in a glass box or something. No. These are very special occasion for you to master, to come to that standard, so that when you will not have any dear things, when something goes away from you, which is dear, you will suffer. Or when you have to leave, whether it's your children or your wife or husband, or those things like that. But now this will make you disconnected. And immediately you'll be able to do duties rather than getting caught up with, attachments and selfishness. So, this is very important, even in your daily life. This should help you to do your work with a purified mind, with a purified life. Because this samsara is without a discoverable beginning, the first point is not discerned of beings roaming and wandering on, hindered by ignorance and fettered by craving. Suppose bhikkhus, a dog tied up on a leash was bound to a strong post or pillar. If it walks close to that post or pillar. If it stands close to that post or pillar. If it sits down close to that post or pillar. If it lies down close to that post or pillar. So too bhikkhus, uninstructed worldling, regards form thus. This is mine, this I am, this is myself. He regards feeling, perception, volitional formations, consciousness thus. This is mine, this I am, this myself. If he walks close to those 5 aggregate subjects to clinging. If he stands close to those 5 aggregate subjects to clinging. If he sits down close to those 5 aggregate subjects to clinging. If he lies down close to those 5 aggregate subjects to clinging. Therefore, bhikkhus, one should often reflect upon one's own mind thus. For a long time this mind has been defiled by lust, hatred and delusion. Through the defilements of the mind, beings are defiled. With the cleansing of the mind, beings are purified. Because have you seen the picture called faring on? Yes, Venerables. Even that picture called faring on has been designed in its diversity by the mind. Yet the mind is even more diverse than that picture called faring on. Therefore, because one should often reflect upon one's own mind thus, for a long time this mind has been defiled by lust, hatred and delusion. Through the defilements of the mind, beings are defiled. With the cleansing of the mind, beings are purified. Because I do not see any other order of living beings so diversified as those in the animal realm. Even those beings in the animal realm have been diversified by the mind. Yet the mind is even more diverse than those beings in the animal realm. Now we have all these devices and all that, modern day updated, gadgets like phones especially. So that's all created by the mind. So how artificial intelligence also is created by our own mind, designed, or is an app or what is it? I don't know. Does it work like no?
Yes.
You have to download that app and then you can make it function or what type?
It's online. You can have a conversation with
Okay.
System.
You can have conversation with the system. Okay. Yeah. Therefore, because one should often reflect upon one's own mind thus, for a long time this mind has been defiled by lust, hatred and delusion. Through the defilements of the mind, beings are defiled. With the cleansing of the mind, beings are purified. Suppose because an artist or a painter using a dye or lac or turmeric or indigo or crimson would create the figure of a man or a woman complete in all its features on a well-polished plank or wall or canvas. So too when the uninstructed worldling produces anything, it is only form that he produces, only feeling that he produces, only perception that he produces, only volitional formation that he produces, only consciousness that he produces. What do you think, because is form permanent or impermanent? Impermanent, 20%. Therefore, seen thus, that is, it continues, what is impermanent is suffering or happiness. Suffering. What is impermanent, suffering and subject to change? Can you call this is me, this I, this myself? When you see mentally, when you think about it, what is impermanent, suffering and subject to change, you should see it like it disappearing to thin air. That's how when you contemplate in your mind, you will notice it as disappearing into thin air. Then such a thing can you call, this is me, this I. So then it's another type of awareness of, the no self becomes more clear. Oh, this is a good one. 127, this next page. Just next page, I think. Because I say that the destruction of the taints is for one who knows and sees, not for one who does make. This is very important, very good. For one who knows and sees, not for one who does not know and does not see. For one who knows what, who sees what, does the destruction of the taints come about. Such is form, such is its origin, such is passing away, such is feeling, such is perception, such are volitional formations, such is consciousness, such its origin, such is passing away. It is for one who knows thus, for one who sees thus, that the destruction of the taints come about. Because when a bhikkhu does not dwell devoted to development, that is devoted to meditation, okay? Even though such a wish as this might arise in him, oh, that my mind might be liberated from the taints by non-clinging, yet his mind is not liberated from the taints by non-clinging. For what reason? it should be said because of non-development, because of not meditating. Okay? I think it's better this word meditation put here. Because of not developing what? Because of not developing the four establishment of mindfulness. The four right striving, the four bases for spiritual power, the five spiritual faculties, the five powers, the seven factors of enlightenment, the Noble Eightfold Path. Now in this Satipatthana, what do you think we are practicing out of this Satipatthana in this reading and contemplating? Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana, Chittanupassana or Dhammanupassana? What do you think? What do you think? Dhammanupassana, yes. But do you know Dhammanupassana is there in all of this? Kayanupassana, Vedananupassana. Whenever you contemplate a rupa as right, what are the causes for it to arise and what the Vaya Dhammanupassi, Samudaya Dhammanupassi, Vaya Dhammanupassi. That's already Dhammanupassana is there. So there are different ways, but here it is very clear. It is Dhammanupassana. Suppose because there was a hen and with 8, 10 or 12 eggs that she had not covered, incubated and nurtured properly. Even though such a wish as this might arise in her, oh that my chicks might pierce their shells with the points of their claws and break and hatch safely. Yet the chicks are incapable of piercing their shells with the points of their claws and beaks and hatching safely. For what reason? Because that hen with 8, 10 or 12 eggs had not covered, incubated and nurtured them properly. So too bhikkhus, when a bhikkhu does not dwell devoted to meditation, even though such a wish as this might arise in him, oh that my mind might be liberated from the taints by non-clinging. Yet his mind is not liberated from the taint by non-clinging. For what reason? It should be said because of non-development. Because of non-developing what? Because of non-developing this whole thing, the four establishment of mindfulness, the four right strivings, the four bases of spiritual power, like this. The Sattis Bodhipashika Dhamma. So when you are reflecting, when you are reading and applying to yourself, what do you think in Bodhipaksha, Sati Sambojjhanga, Dhamma Vijaya Bojjhanga, which part, when you place it to your present moment and you are trying to, like what you're reading there, you're trying to picture yourself and then you're applying, when you get that focus, that is Sati Sambojjhanga. You're in that direction, it's not yet Bojjhanga. Okay, it becomes an enlightened factor much more later if you're continuously, repeatedly doing it. And then Dhamma Vijaya Bojjhanga is when you're analyzing the Dhamma. That's that analyzing part while you're applying to yourself or being in this moment. So they go together. It's a very tricky thing that when they harmonize only, that very insight will come. So, and that can be created by more Sila Samadhi being perfected. And Samadhi, clearing your mind from memories and all that and make the mind completely empty.